This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Thursday, March the 4th. Race number 9 at Gulfstream Park. Let's throw up the field. We're going about 7.5 furlongs, a 2-turn race on Gulfstream Park's turf course for race number 9. You can download free Formulator past performances for this optional claiming race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them and handicap along with us. Interesting group, Mike. You got Vividly, the number 6 at 5-2. Second start North America for Brendan Walsh. Just didn't break last time out.
I left herself with way too much to do in her stateside debut. So maybe she'll do better in this race. Dan, this is just such a wide open race. There's some talent in here. But man, a lot of horses who are pretty tough to trust.
Let's put up the Time Form US pace projector because pace could be a really determining factor. I don't know how fast this pace is going to be. North Broadway, when we last saw her, was used as a rabbit in the Grade 2 Ballston Spa for Sister Charlie. She was trained by Chad Brown then. She's coming obviously off of a long layoff for new trainer Lisa Lewis. I find it hard to believe that the fractions that she set in the Ballston Spa will be replicated here.
Yeah, she isn't a horse who necessarily has to be sent again. They obviously sent her for a reason last time, but that probably won't be the case here.
Got a couple of stretch out sprinters in here as well. I think the pace will be solid. I'm not sure it will be blistering fast. Let's talk a little bit about the one, My Sassy Sarah, who is a stretch out sprinter. We're going to go back to her most recent race, 5 Furlong Affair. First time down here at Gulfstream Park for trainer Jorge Abreu. Outrun in the early portion of this race, Mike. She's going to finish with a decent rush. Second place finisher Awesome Roar's okay. Came back to run second with a 77 buyer. Kind of a tweener to me, though. I'm not really sure what distance is her best. Maybe 7.5 around 2 turns will be okay for her.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So far, she's been at her best as a sprinter. They've only tried to, go longer with her twice on turf. One of those was the Lake George last summer at Saratoga. She ran fine in that race, just never really could get involved. Her other 2-turn race or other route race at Belmont as a 2-year-old, she actually ran pretty well there, Dan. I'm not against them trying longer distances with her one more time, but she needs the right trip in here. She's going to need a little pace. She is a closer. Her 2 races at the end of last year in stage races are bench. I mean, she missed the break both times in there. And obviously, she cannot afford that.
Puppet Master, the number 2, is entered for main track only. We'll move to the 3, sticking together. Michael Matz wanted to get this horse on the turf last year at Laurel, but there were so many drainage problems with the Laurel Park turf course that basically turf racing was abandoned very, very early. So Matz had to run this horse on the dirt. Finally got her on the turf last time out. Sort of an even effort at 34-1. She ran fine in that race. She'll have to do a little bit better against this tougher field.
Yeah, she's just going to have to improve. Her turf debut last time did nothing for me. It didn't make me want to bet her back, but maybe she'll run a better race here.
Maybe we'll see some more speed from Sanity, another horse stretching out in distance. And she faced a pretty hot sprinter last time out. Paint Them Blues away, came out a couple of wins against starter allowance foes. A little bit overmatched against turf sprinters up at Tampa Bay last time out. Let's watch Sanity's most recent effort, going 5/8 of a mile. She'll be second to Paint Them Blues away. She ran okay. She saved ground most of the way. The distance, I think she can handle it on her very best day with the right trip. And I think a good trip is coming from close to the pace.
She should get a good trip in this race. So we'll see if she stretches out. So far, they really haven't tried to get her beyond sprint distances. So they're going to try it in here. That filly that beat her last time has beaten her in 3 of her 4 last starts. So she'll, if nothing else, she'll like getting away from her.
The 5, 6, and 7 all come out of a similar race here at Gulfstream on January the 23rd. The 5, Furia Vikinga, finishes best. Let's watch that race. She got a really nice trip, I thought, here. She was able to save ground most of the way. She's going to come with a good effort to only get beat by a neck. Vividly, who we discussed earlier on, the horse that missed the star, is going to come with a big late run, and she's going to finish 4th, only beaten a length. Moral Reasoning, making her first start off of a long layoff, was another horse that was far back.
Yeah, I mean, this horse, the 5 in this race, Fury Vikinga, she ran fine in here. I thought she got the best trip of the horses that are exiting that race, but she ran fine first time on turf in a while, and I like her tactical speed. Vividly, obviously, you could see there in the replay, was finishing best of all.
And Moral Reasoning, the number 7. This is a filly that I thought showed a little bit of talent in 2020 when Chad Brown had her, Mike, especially at Gulfstream. I thought her Ginger Brew was an okay race, sort of an in-out, and she ran second to She's My Type, was a decent horse. Then maybe she was just placed in over her head. I think the layoff was a good thing for her. And I think her last race might be a little bit better than it looks on paper.
Yeah, I'm willing to give her the one off the layoff and the trainer change there. That might have just been a race that she needed last time, Dan. I'm concerned about distance with her. Personally, I think her best races are her sprints. Her first 2 career starts, I thought she ran really well. Both of those races going 6 furlongs. Her Ginger Brew was fine too. And since then, I guess if you're going to give her one more chance routing, you're just going to hope that this is the right field and she's just sort of been in too tough in some of the other races.
North Broadway, the number 8, was a winner of a maiden race at Gulfstream Park off of a small layoff last year. Then she disappointed at Monmouth, first time against winners, and then was a rabbit in the Ballston Spa. Now with new trainer Lisa Lewis, she should be close to the pace.
Yeah, I think she can get a good trip in here, and we'll just see if she needs a race off the layoff. I personally liked her maiden win quite a bit. I thought she looked really good winning that race last May. And obviously, you don't want to be too hard on her for the only 2 races she's been able to run since then.
The 9 Drop a Hint might be one of those horses that you mentioned, a little bit hard to trust. 1 for 14 lifetime, lots of seconds and thirds. She ran well in an off-the-turf race most recently. I thought she faced a good field in the Pago Hop 2 starts back and was not disgraced.
Yeah, I mean, she is hard to trust. And, personally, I think she's a terrible price on the morning line. I'd never bet her at that price. But her last 3 turf races have all come in stakes races.
And the race 2 starts back past the plate. The winner of that race is in good form, came back to earn an 84 buyer in a 3rd-place finish against Stakes Company in her subsequent outing. Pilot Episode completes the field as the number 10 Lavi is entered main track only. Let's watch Pilot Episode's last race on the turf. It was a maiden race on September the 17th. She sits down towards the inside, and room is hard to come by for Pilot Episode, who then graduated on dirt when, again, the Laurel Park turf course had their share of issues.
I mean, I guess you could watch this race back, Dan, and say that she got unlucky in here, got blocked at a very crucial point. The winner got the jump on her, and she just couldn't make up the ground at the end. I didn't like her other turf race at Belmont Park, but she certainly, I guess you could look at that race, the last turf race, and say she got unlucky.
Tough outside posture going 7.5 furlongs, the relatively short run to the first turn. And while I like Shug has tremendous numbers at Laurel, I'm not sure he sends his absolute best down there. So we'll see if Pilot Episode handles this first off the layoff. Let's take a look at our top picks for the Thursday race of the day. Mike wants to give one to Laurel Reasoning. That was her last start. She's going to go second off the layoff. Price should be right. She showed some ability again last year at 2.
She did, and that's one of the reasons I like her. Listen, I'm still concerned about the distance, but I feel like she can get this far with the right trip, and she's going to be a price.
Fury of Vikinga finished ahead of her. Mike's right. She did have a better trip, the best trip of the horses coming out of that race. But I like the fact that it was an improved performance getting back to turf. Her first 3 races since coming in from Chile have been on dirt. I don't think that's her surface. Maybe the turf is what woke her up at 66 to 1. She's bound to be a good price yet again. 5684 for me, 7186 for Mike. It's the Thursday race of the day, the 9th at Gulfstream Park. Best of luck.